And good morning. Welcome to Strictly Biz News. For today's episode, I'm Christina Chappell, working as a development officer for the Alzheimer's Association and an adjunct professor at Bay Path College.
I'm Mario Maloney. I specialize in residential real estate for Keller Williams Realty.
Come on, get a little more excited about that.
He's laughing. I also help manage a family-style 50s diner in Granby called Cindy's Drive-In.
Cindy's Drive-In.
And my name is Roman, and I am the owner of whatsupandwhere.com. I hope you enjoy the show.
Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business. I want to thank all three guest co-hosts for coming on. Corey couldn't make it this morning, but we found three great replacements. So let's just get right into the hot topics. First up, Comcast and NBC are talking about merging. They're still undergoing government review. Comcast has poured out its piggy bank to Washington and see through to make sure that the merger goes through. They spent millions of dollars. I don't understand how they're going to dominate, the whole on-demand aspect of everything where, the shows and movies and everything that will come up there. It's not just NBC, it's NBC Universal. So all the movies that go along with Universal Studios too will be part of Comcast. NBC is owned by GE. So they're worth $30 billion. That's what Comcast is paying for NBC. That's insane.
That's a nice asking price.
What? You guys think of?
That's a nice sale price.
It is a nice sale price, but I never understood why GE owned NBC in the first place, because they're more technology, electric kind of companies, so it just seemed not fitting for them to be in the media market.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense to bring NBC over to, something that's a little more media focused. But yeah, certainly Comcast will have the commodity in that area.
Well, different companies have different branches of business, and their business sector identifies potentially Comcast as a profitable area, and so whether it be media or cars or anything, if they can show profit and it's good for the shareholders and the stocks, they're going to acquire it.
Right. I think the bigger problem is that they're spending, they say like $12 million a year on lobbyists to lobby for this, and it's basically buying the decision.
Yeah,
and they're bribing the Congress and whoever's in charge of making the decision to go their way. That's what's wrong with the system, I think, is that corporations kind of rule the government.
Yep.
That's what that article, that was kind of like the general idea of that article, is that they said they were trying to buy out that vote, and I can see where they're coming from. I honestly disagree or agree, but that's the way a lot of opinions are swayed, is through lobbying, through campaigning. Same thing with government, with elected officials. That's how they get that vote. That's how they get that public approval. And what was that woman, Susan, was trying to shoot that. That was
legalized
big
bribing,
argument,
basically.
Yeah, well, you got to think about it. There's ABC and CBS. Like, one merger always something else comes from it. What is ABC and CBS going to do to try to compete with NBC and Comcast merging?
Right.
There's like the satellite and DirecTV, and there's so much more that like this merger will affect than just like the viewership and the sales. It's going to be what the other mergers will come from it.
Well, and it's interesting too because Comcast now has naming rights, so they could technically change the name NBC and be something completely different.
Well, Comcast is changing their name to Xfinity. They're slowly integrating the Xfinity brand, but eventually Comcast the name will be out of the picture because they're known as horrible customer service, which we have. And
I don't like Comcast at all.
And so they started, coming out with the Xfinity phone and internet, and like it's supposed to be like a package. But it's now, if you go on, you want to call them, it's 1-800-XFINITY. It's Xfinity.com. Like Comcast's name is out of the picture, and eventually, like Comcast won't even be in existence. It'll just be Xfinity.
I would keep the NBC name. It is my choice.
That's
a huge name to.
Yeah,
it's almost like changing Coca-Cola. You just don't change it.
Yeah,
but you never know with Comcast.
Yeah, no. I just hope they don't change the customer service for NBC, because then that'd just be horrible. Next up, this is kind of a funny topic. Chrysler fires 13 employees caught boozing and smoking pot, on camera.
Wait, can you go back to that?
What is that? Is that a toothpick? A cigarette?
Chrysler Group said it fired 13 plant workers from Detroit TV station caught drinking alcohol and smoking what appeared to be marijuana during breaks. Don't they, Chrysler, huge company, don't they drug test their employees? Like what? I don't know. Chrysler saying they
That's factory workers. If so, the whole staff would be laid off.
Well, the Chrysler said they violated a code of conduct. Well, yeah, I mean,
Straightforward there, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's pretty obvious.
There's not
It's
much
a code of
argument
conduct
points.
issue.
Not much to argue.
No, there's GM picked up those workers.
hey, I have a GM. Relax
The
there.
sad thing is, though, that's the first plant that made the new Jeep Grand Cherokee, which is the first car that's come out since the bailout.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people looking for that new vehicle are
If you have a
certainly
new,
going to question
if you have a
their
new
safety.
Jeep Cherokee, look around in the seats. You may find some alcohol or some bud in there somewhere.
Some
Yeah.
extra marijuana in the glove
Yeah.
box. You might want to be careful on that. But so for the act of those 13, now the 50,000 other employees are being questioned on safety and everything else because of those 13 decided to have a little fun.
Yeah.
And
I-
they certainly got the easy end of the deal because what happened to being arrested in public for, you know, drinking and drugs, and it's not like
yeah,
it's illegal.
they didn't get arrested. They were, I saw the footage. I saw it on the news, and that's why I wanted to include it in here. They were outside, like out in the daylight.
Blatant.
Like, and you know, I don't know who was videotaping, but you know, they didn't get arrested. No one. I mean, granted, they lost their jobs. It's horrible, but they're stupid enough to do this out in the daylight, out in their cars. They're smoking and drinking in the cars. I don't even think they were Chrysler cars.
No.
Maybe that's why they got fired.
Was it during the clock? Were they on a clock for?
They're on
their break
break.
time.
Their break
Oh,
time.
break time.
Yeah. So that just caused a lot of.
Well, it's the same plant Barack Obama visited a while back, too, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks after, I think, that they got caught. Because the news stations were watching that plant.
Are you
closely.
saying Barack is a bad influence?
I am not at all, but maybe they were a little stressed out that he was coming to the plant,
Well,
and then all
Barack
of a
has
sudden they
been.
let loose.
Well, Barack's been known to smoke here and there, apparently.
Not
Word
marijuana.
is.
Not marijuana.
I don't. Okay, I'm gonna drop that before I get in trouble. Before I get emails, people yelling
It's a
at me.
G-rated show.
Yeah. Let's just go right on to the next topic. Microsoft is suing Motorola over Android phones. They filed a lawsuit this past 2 Fridays ago, saying that the maker infringed on 9 patents on Android-based devices. The patents involve basic smartphone functions, you know, syncing email, calendars, and contacts, scheduling meetings, notifying applications of changes in signal strength, battery power, blah, 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 blah. Everything that a smartphone is supposed to do, Microsoft is suing for. I think it's a little obscene.
Everybody's suing Android, though.
Well, everybody's suing everybody.
Yeah.
But Apple's suing Android, Oracle's suing
Apple.
You know,
Yeah.
they're all suing for this Android system. So obviously, Android and Google are doing something right.
Yeah.
If everybody's in a suing war, I mean, it's just the latest in line of patent
But you
infringements
can't
amongst
sue
phones.
for syncing email and contacts, and like that's something that's like an evolution of a phone in general, not that
I agree with you. Microsoft's just mad they.
didn't get on it
Didn't get
first,
their eyes
and their
first.
phones are crap.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Sorry,
They just want
tell us
piece
how
of,
you really feel.
I don't
want
know.
a piece
Not a
of
fan of
the pie.
Microsoft.
Yeah, they want a piece of the pie.
Yeah,
I
there's-
guess that what they're trying to prove is that the code was written in the way that was patented by Microsoft, not
Yeah.
the function itself,
Oh, okay.
but the way they got the function to work.
Well, they're coming out with a new phone, I guess. I think it's around the holidays. They're coming out with Windows 7 phone or
Yeah.
something like that. And I think maybe they're just trying to use this as a publicity stunt to try to get the name out there with the phone in the phone market per se, just to, you know, hype up the Windows 7 coming out.
Yeah.
They're saying it's going to take away market shares, and I'm sorry, Microsoft still is a large company. You know, their smartphone sales aren't going to do much
No.
over somebody else's anyways. They'll be fine.
Yeah,
They're not going down over this.
Yeah, and then reading a little bit more into it, it was company suing every other company.
yeah.
Because everybody seems to have an idea of how to do it, and everyone patent it. So I think the only guys that are getting good at it is patent lawyers.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, the article says last year Nokia sued Apple over patent. Then Apple countersued. And then Apple sued HTC for infringement on 20 iPhone patents. It's just like, you know.
And then there was something years ago with BlackBerry, and
Yeah. dude, everyone relax. You know, why you gotta
It's a phone. People are going to pick the phones that they want to pick. It doesn't matter.
Oh, speaking of phones, Mozilla, the search internet
Engine.
thing, whatever.
Firefox.
Yeah, they're coming out with a phone. I posted it up on Strictly Business on Facebook. Facebook.com/strictlybusiness.
Bing!
There's an article and it showed the concept, and the phone looks insane, and I think it's gonna blow every phone out of the water. Where it projects, a keyboard on a thing where you can type on, like the keyboard would be on the table. I'll repost the article so people can see it, but that phone, you look at the phone, it's insane.
Yep. There's an idea.
You know what I'm talking about.
Spend money on developing a new, better phone rather than on suing other people. For
Exactly.
An idea.
And it's their first phone, and they're not holding anything back. I mean, this phone, I think, will change the cell phone industry as a whole. I mean, this phone looks amazing, and I hope it goes to Verizon.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Intent.
Steve Jobs will probably sue because of something.
Yeah.
Next up, Fisher-Price is recalling 10 million items. That's a crap load of items. They're recalling tricycles, toys, high chairs, all over safety concerns. About 7 million trikes, tough trikes, toddler tricycles. Agency was aware of about 10 reports of children being hurt. 6 of them required medical attention. Who would have, like Fisher-Price, like they've been around for so long, you would have thought that they would be more careful in their products, but 10 million, a couple thousand recalls and everything, but 10 million is a lot of recalls.
Okay, but these are products that have been out for years, so most of them are probably off the market, considering when people have bought them and how their kids have grown since then. But two things are, on the high chairs, there's a screw stuck out. So, okay, I can understand having something stick out and, somebody trips and falls and whatever. I can understand that. It's just a screw it in, no big deal.
Yeah.
The trikes drives me insane because I had a 3-wheel little metal tricycle, and nowadays
you still have one.
Stop.
I probably do. I probably
have
do in the garage, but they're complaining over the plastic key on a tricycle.
Because it can hurt their
When did a
sensitive
key
area.
become part of a tricycle? That's like part of a car.
Yeah, I never.
Why get so sophisticated? I mean,
I don't know.
Get back to the aluminum 3-wheel bike. Call it a day.
We just talked about it with Motorola. We're in such a sue-happy environment that the littlest thing will set Mrs. Smith off, cause a lawsuit. So they're kind of taking the initiative or the proactive approach to get these minor flaws off the market. They don't want someone scratching their leg or a baby poking its eye out on a screw, or knocking their teeth out on the key, which I've never even seen.
Fisher-Price just needs to go back to the regular metal trikes with no keys, just handlebars and wheels, and call it a day.
And there's so many
there was
crazy...
nothing wrong with those.
I can ride my trikes with no.
The way I look at it is it's this two-pronged problem. There's the issue of people suing everybody for every reason.
Yep.
So the problem is all these things like tricycles is a physical activity.
Yeah.
So when has a physical activity been ever safe? I mean, when I was a kid, I had a bike that was twice the size that I should have had a bike. And I've fallen in many times, and it's like, if people were suing everybody, then they would recall them. And the other issue is cost. These toys are made in China. It's like back in the day when the lead paint scandal came about.
Yeah.
If you want to buy American-made toys, then go to stores that sell those and pay the extra price. Versus going to Walmart and saving a buck or two and then complaining that it has lead in it and it's poisoning my kids. It's...
I might get some wrath here, but where are the parents too? I feel like a lot of this is happening because people aren't watching their kids as much as they used to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a couple of factors in that. You got to think like we talked about last episode, more moms are going to work, so they're probably putting daycare. You might think there's a lot have to do with daycare. They can't watch every single kid every second of every time they watch them. But at the same time, I agree with you. We're like, watch your kid.
I mean, my parents went to work when I was little. I had babysitters and whatever, but I had people watching me, and yeah, I flipped over a bike and whatever, and that's just stupid. And we know as business people, you can anticipate everything in the world, yet there's one thing you can never anticipate, and it just happens. I mean, you can plan and do all these things. You can't plan
out every little thing.
Yeah, it happens. And, I think Fisher-Price is a strong enough brand. They acted very quickly and came out. I don't think they're going to see any negative against this. No,
I think they'll overcome it. I think they'll come up with better products.
Yeah.
Overall.
Yep.
All right. Well, that's it, guys. Thank you for coming on.
What was that Groupon? You never do
Oh yeah, I didn't. Whoa, I did not print that out. Did I? Oh, I did. Sorry. One last topic. There's a study that came out saying 1/3 of businesses do not profit from Groupon. Talking about Groupon and how it's coming into Western Mass, episode 11. We're at 22 right now. Yep, 11 episodes ago. I see this study. They surveyed 150 businesses in 19 U.S. cities and 13 product categories. Iran completed Groupon promotions between June 2009 and August 2010. It's still a startup technically, and it's worth over $1 billion. And they're saying that 1/3 of them, 1/3 of businesses that participate don't see any outcome, and they said that they won't go through an online promotional program again.
Yeah.
I don't really get it. I didn't hear about it until recently, and it seems like somebody has to request a deal, and then more people have to buy into it for it to be like this big deal of the day type thing.
Well, the 2/3 that the business they showed profit after, and it's a lot of it's just the economy. Or people, they're gonna go where the special is, even if they're saying that, like, they got people went in and it was busy during that one day to go to a restaurant with the coupon, the Groupon, whatever. But then they never went back. Well, yeah, they never went back because they can't get the same price. There's no repeat of customers if they're going to be doing different coupons for different places. They're going to go, every place is going to be different.
And that's one of the outcomes with coupons. It gets somebody in the door that necessarily wasn't there to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And so be it if they don't come back, you can't really, you can control that with customer service, the quality of your food or whatever you're offering. But that's the risk you take when you send out a discount coupon, is just to get those people through the door.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens after that happens. But
I also think it's probably how they promote some of those coupons. Because if you own a restaurant and you sell a $50 coupon for $20, well, that's not anyone else's problem. That's what you chose to do. So obviously that $20 is not going to be profitable. So the other thing you have to do as a business owner then is wow that person with service or food, so they will come back later on. And the problem is they feel that if they bring 100 people in, bargain shoppers as they call them, and they slack off on service, they slack off on quality, they expect those people to come back, and that's just not the case. So it's business 101.
They're missing a huge market though. In today's economy, everybody's getting plastic surgery. They have no coupons for Groupon coupons for plastic surgery. Heidi Montag would be there like every
day. Get a facelift and lip implants at the same time.
And then come back tomorrow for
discount for reduction.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of companies you go through and they get a discount at one time, but like they don't have like a returning. They don't have to go through Groupon, but they don't like do anything to get them to wheel them back in, pretty much on their Fisher Price tricycle. So they can't wheel them back in, and that's where they lose. They don't lose the business. They just don't see any profit from joining Groupon. When they did that big Gap campaign, Gap definitely, they got a crap load of money from it because it's Gap. It's huge. People know Gap, and then they go there, they get the sweatshirt, they like it. They'll go back when they have another sale. They do restaurants and the mom and pop shops. People, if it's a hole in the wall, they're not going to be able to not find them again, but they won't go there unless they get some kind of deal.
Right.
Yeah, they'll go to retail stores where they can, but the restaurant entertainment business, not so much.
Exactly. All right, now we went through all the topics. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming on, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Strictly Business. I'm here with Art, owner of Crips Tea House in West Springfield, for the Business Spotlight. So, what made you open up the restaurant?
We think would be a great idea to have not alcoholic restaurant in the area, which gonna serve 100 different teas and crepes in the area. It's our crepes is different. Our crepes it's not like a regular French crepe. It's more looking like a Russian pancake. It's more tasty, more taste into that. And we're all about good food. I'm talking about fresh fruits. We never serve any conservative products. It's all fresh fruits, fresh vegetables. Pretty much everything what we make everything from scratch here.
Yeah.
So
So what makes you different to the other restaurants that are in the area?
First of all, everything made to order. Our recipes, our idea of the food is more like Eastern European, so it's not that many around the. I don't know. Yeah, we have Wi-Fi. We have a quiet atmosphere. We cannot gonna be bothered. I don't know. I mean, a lot of we improving. We're still growing. So it's 7 months into the business and we're still growing.
Great. So what kind of food items besides crepes do you guys have on the menu?
We have some soups. We have salads. Basically, we open from 7 in the morning up to 11 at night time. On the weekend we stay even longer, up to 1 o'clock. We have soups. We have salads. We have some entree. We have seafood. Vegetarians is welcome. Even we have some crepes which made with no egg, just the flour and the water. Plus, if you not into the meat and dairy, we have like a veggie crepe, or for sweet we have honey and fruits. So basically, I think everybody can enjoy. Everybody can find something to enjoy.
Great. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers about the Crepes Tea House?
We open. We're waiting.
You guys are open 7 days a week?
We open 7 days a week, Monday to Thursday, 7 in the morning, up to 11 at night time. Friday and Saturday we stay longer, up to 1 o'clock, and Sunday from 9 to 11.
Great. They're located at 261 Union Street in West Springfield, so come check them out. We're shooting here right now. Great atmosphere, great place, and we'll be right back. And thanks for tuning in for another great episode. Again, Corey couldn't make it. We should have Nunzio come on, so they couldn't interact together. But I want to thank the 3 guest co-hosts for coming on: Christina, Roman, and Mario. We had a great time today. I want to thank Art from the Crepes Tea House. Check them out, 261 Union Street. And stay tuned for Thursday's episode, where we will be shooting with Junior Achievement of Western Mass. And make sure this Thursday at Pazzo's at 5:30 is a Strictly Businews launch. More than welcome to come hang out with me. Corey will be there if she actually will make it. And we'll see you guys there. Bye.